Unfortunately, China still has the reputation after decades and decades of made in China. Just take a look at this e-bike, for example. Things may be incredibly cheap, but there will be a reason why it's incredibly cheap. They cut corners to save costs, to make more profit for the company. Safety restrictions in China are not as good as Europe, or you could even say the United States or America or Australia. It sort of says, it's okay because money is king in China. People's safety is not. So quite often you will see on Twitter and YouTube, this word Tofu Dreg basically means poor quality. Many videos on YouTube would be a CCP sticker fan, a supporter of how wonderful the CCP is, and they would go onto metro stations and say, oh, this is fantastic, or much better than New York City. Then 2 days later, this would happen. And a lot of the time, a developer, for example, says, okay, I want to develop this land. They would contract a contractor, and the contractor would take a commission and pass it on to another contractor, and it goes down the list until someone will do it. But that $1 million contract now is something like 600,000, so they don't have the right money to do it. Again, they will cut corners, and when they cut corners, you're going to get some Tofu Dreg buildings which are not fit for purpose. They are just, you could say, dangerous. Look at this high-rise apartment building. And it even feels like a small gust of wind can blow things out of control. And some of the building materials are just low quality, not even using rebar or steel bars to protect the concrete, just nothing. China always suffers every single year from a rainy season, and if you watch my videos for years and years, from May to round about September, maybe October, is the wet season, and some of the roads are just poorly constructed. In other words, what I think, I'm not an expert, but what I think is that they put a bit of concrete on the bottom, on some surface, like some mud, soil, dirt track, whatever. They don't do any steel rebarring. Then they just put the tar on the top. So when a spot of rain happens, and there's a lots of spots of rain in China, you're going to get these sinkholes because it's just too heavy, and the traffic over it is just going to, well, take a look at this. And again, I can show you some buildings that haven't fallen, but have a high risk potential of it. And why would people buy this? Do they have any choice? Is it cheap? Whatever it is. The housing industry in China is not going through good times. Literally, before I made this video, I was speaking to someone in Shanghai who pays $1,300 per month for her rent, but she's not at all happy with the apartment. And it would be quite common if you look closely, even at a 1-2-year-old apartment, there would be some, well, holes, cracks, poor design, just cheapness all the way through. Some people may say, you're a Chinese hater, this happens everywhere in the world, and perhaps it does. But the thing is, it should be informed to the world, and that's what I try to do on this channel here, showing you things that I do access from Twitter, from YouTube, some Chinese websites, etc. I do have access to them, and showing them to the world because you may not have access to it. And a message to the people who are responsible for what you have seen in the last minutes or so with that just make it better. Yeah, you have the money, you're rich enough to do it. Don't skimp and save and think only of money. You think of the future, the people. If they're happy with something, they're going to come back. If they're not happy, they're going to go somewhere else. So this is sort of like Chinese business. It's all short term, where they could be very successful if they think longer term by providing a better service, a better quality of the product, rather than the cheap and cheerful. Thank you so much for your time. I will leave you with the beginning clip because I know it's wrong, but it did make me chuckle. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.